wanted to talk about wild yeast. As you know, if you've been following my stories, I've been very active with wild yeast, and I wanted to share it with you. Jenny from the box gave me an idea that I could make bread with you live and show you how to make it on Instagram live. And I thought, why not? I'm in Switzerland right now, so basically everybody who wants to make it with me can on February 6th, which is a Saturday at 6 p.m. my time. And I've worked it out that if you want to make it with me, so New York time would be noon and LA time would be 10 a.m. It's free. So all you have to do is make your own wild yeast. The wild yeast takes 4 to 5 days. So this is wild yeast and it's ready. I made this with dried dates. It doesn't have to be dried fruit. You can use dried fruit. You could use apricots, work really well. Dates like this, apples. I've used cherry tomatoes. I've gotten great effects with all of them. What you do is make sure it's organic, and let's say you want to use an apple and it's not organic, it still will work, but it's better to peel off the skin. But if it's an organic apple, it's great to use the skin with it because, you know, just all the life that's in the peel. So all wild yeast is water, is whatever fruit you're going to choose. So you could use grapes, tomatoes, apples, a tablespoon of sugar in the glass. Glass is best because you can sterilize it, you can clean it. It doesn't have to be this shaped glass. It also doesn't have to be airtight. You just want a lid, but it doesn't have to be airtight. But it can be something like this. This is really great and it's pretty cheap. I'm gonna go in grams just because it's a bit more precise. This is what's gonna happen. On February 6th, I'm gonna make wild yeast bread live, and you can join me at 6 p.m. Swiss time, February 6th. And what you need to make 5 days before is your wild yeast. So get a pen and paper and write this down. So in the next 3 days, start making your wild yeast. You need 350 grams, about 1.5 cups to 2 cups of whatever you're choosing. I recommend an apple. It's simple, it's easy. I've done it with just a whole apple, and I've peeled it because it wasn't organic, and I cut it. I took out the core, the center. Always take out whatever seeds you have and what you're choosing, except for tomatoes. Obviously, that's fine. A clean, sterilized glass container. I fill it about up to here, so 300 to 350 grams, and put a tablespoon of sugar in there, just granulated sugar, and then you fill it up to the top with water. And gradually your fruit is going to start filling up with water and rising to the top. And you've got this natural yeast, these bubbles that occur. So I have to make this bread today, but I'm going to start another one that I can make with you. So that's all you need is fruit, you need water and sugar, and make it in the next 3 days. And then after that, you will need a cooling rack for your bread to cool. It's not essential if you have a gas stove. You can just cool the bread on top of that, obviously not with the stove on. A scale, some sort of scale, because I'm going to tell you the bread measurements that you need. And either a pizza stone, you need to bake the bread on something. You can use a sheet tray. You'll need parchment paper. So if you want to make it, I've made this bread inside a Dutch oven. This is cast iron. It works great because it has a lid. So I partially bake it with the lid to keep its moisture and then remove the lid. It's not essential to have a Dutch oven. It just works really well. Some sort of a knife to cut your bread. So serrated is best, simple serrated, or you can use a lame, which is to actually cut for cutting bread. It's basically a razor blade. You can just use a simple razor blade too. And for the bread that I'm going to make with you, I'm going to use an apple. And I'm also going to use rosemary inside the bread, but not for the wild yeast. Just start simple. A bowl to mix your ingredients. So basically your ingredients are just going to be flour. I use bread flour. You can also use a mixture of bread flour and whole wheat flour. You could also do a little bit of rye flour, but you must have bread flour because only using whole wheat or rye is going to be too heavy. And this is natural wild yeast, so it's going to take a long time. So we're going to start at 6 p.m. on February 6th, my time, and it's going to be finished and baked Sunday, February 7th, my time, 10 p.m. Okay, so that's when it's going to be baked and ready. So this is a 2-day process. You don't have to watch it the whole time. Most of the time, you just, maybe fold it over, let it sit a few more hours. In that time, you're also going to sleep, so it's going to rest in the refrigerator. But I've calculated all the times, and it's going to work out. The point is, if you want to make amazing bread, you can make it with me, and I will show you how. And if you have any questions, message me. But to start off, make your wild yeast, and then get your ingredients for the bread, so which is just bread flour. You need salt, and then 360 grams of this water. This has yeast and sugar already in it, and water. So everything else you need is just bread flour and salt. I will see you February 6th on Instagram Live at 6 p.m. my time, Swiss time. So wherever you are, figure out what time it is where you are. Okay. I'm Kat the Baker, and I'll see you.